Welcome to the Rotary Times Show, a public service program presented by Rotary District 7610. Funding for this program is made possible by the generosity of Rotary District 7610, Virginia. On our programs, we talk with Rotarians and community leaders and discuss how Rotary International builds partnerships to support local, national, and world communities. I am your host, Rotarian Dr. Deborah Jackson from the Rotary Club of McLean, Virginia. The success of a Rotary Club is dependent on the club president. They lead, inspire, motivate, and connect their clubs with communities and others. Joining me remotely today is Rotarian Fred Kalema Musoke, who is the president of the West Springfield Club for the 2021-22 club year. May I say welcome, President Fred, to the Rotary Times.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're glad to have you. We're always delighted to have a conversation with the many presidents in our district. And we also want to thank you for choosing Rotary and also for stepping up to lead. It's very much appreciated and we're grateful.
Thank you.
We start every one of our shows with background. So tell us, President Fred, a little bit about your life before Rotary.
Oh, wow. How much time do we have? Anyway, I was born and raised in Uganda, really by the village. I come from a large family of 18 siblings. By the village, what I mean by that, I was raised by the village, really, in an extended family culture. I graduated from Makerere University in '75 and briefly worked for the government of Uganda for a year or so. Then I went back to the university and worked there for a year. And then I got a scholarship, a fellowship by the United Nations to come out here and do graduate studies with the intention to go back to Makerere and teach. I came in here in '77 and did graduate master's at GW, George Washington University. But as I was finishing and preparing to go back to start teaching at Makerere, the war that overthrew broke out, and I was not able to go back. So I hung around, and I briefly went to Penn State for a year or so, and then I got an internship with the World Bank. And I never left. I ended up working at the World Bank for over 20 years. I retired from the World Bank at the end of 2002 and became an independent consultant. But while working at the World Bank, of course, I used to visit Uganda several times.
Okay.
And on my visits to Uganda, I was staying with my family and friends.
Okay, all righty. Well, what brought you to the Rotary Club of West Springfield, Virginia?
Oh, well, actually, it was a transfer. Like I was saying, that on my visits to Uganda, I used to stay with my family and friends. One of them was a Rotarian Chabagu, who is a brother-in-law, who used to encourage me to go visit clubs with him in Uganda. And visiting the clubs, I got to know more about Rotary, hear good speakers. I was also involved with their service projects. And I guess I impressed him with my talk and my service orientation or community orientation, that he invited me to become a Rotarian. Though I was actually living here, but I was spending a lot of time in Uganda. And he invited me to become a Rotarian, and I actually joined Rotary in Uganda, in the Rotary Club of Rubaga. He eventually became a president of that Rotary Club. And by the way, I told him, but I live in the US. He said, oh yeah, you can join here and then you can always transfer your membership.
Yeah.
So
the rest is history, right?
When I came back here during those visits, I visited clubs here, like the Rotary Club, Rotary Club of West Springfield, And then there were several clubs, and I eventually transferred my membership to Rotary Club, the Back Rotary Club, which closed, and then I eventually moved to Rotary Club of West Springfield.
Oh, great. We're glad to have you. In fact, that's where we're going to jump in now and have you tell us briefly about the Rotary Club of West Springfield. Where do you meet? How the size of the club?
It's I would say, well, it's a small club. Our membership is about 39 members. We now have we still one club, but we have like a morning. Those who meet in the morning, Wednesday morning, and then we have like a satellite club that meet on the first and third Wednesdays. I mean Tuesdays of the month. We meet on Wednesday morning at the Springfield Golf and Country Club, 7:30 to 8:30. The satellite club meets on, like I said, the first and third Wednesday of the month in the evening, 6:30 to 8:30. And we have fun. We have fun.
Sounds like
the
so you
morning
have
club
you have
usually
a regular.
have like speakers.
So you have a regular club and you have a satellite club, which is wonderful, excellent.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Has your club functions had to change much as a result of COVID?
Yes, we now have, for over a year and a half, almost 2 years, we were meeting virtually. About 6 months ago, we resumed the hybrid meetings. So we meet 2-3 times a month in person, but even when we have an in-person meeting, we have a virtual connection so that people who can't come can also attend the meetings.
Wonderful, wonderful. Tell us about some of your community service. What kinds that you have been involved in?
Oh, we dearly engaged in the community. We do roadside cleanup. We partner with the Rotary Community Action Committee to do what we call like food for thought. We collect food. We use our district grants to buy foods and do backpacks for poor kids that may not have meals when school is not open. We do scholarships for students who go to Nova. We do 1 or 2 scholarships a year. And, we do another big one is Christie's Christmas, again, for underprivileged kids. They do Christmas shopping. So many community projects.
Yeah, sounds like you all are very active in your community, which is wonderful.
We are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Perfect. Are there any of the new programs or programs that you've spoken about? Are any of those new as a result of your presidency?
No, the new one, I haven't spoken about it, is we are now doing a project for the Afghan refugees. That have settled in our area here, together with the satellite, I shouldn't say together because this one club, but this is led by the satellite club to take care of the Afghan refugees. We have provided furniture for them to settle down. We also now are looking for jobs, placing them in different organizations, people helping them with their resumes and transporting them for interviews. And we now have a GoFundMe to get them computers. We just were able to buy a car, for a used car for one of the refugees who is actually a qualified doctor, but of course he can't practice, but he needs a car. So that's where we are. And of course, we participate in the Ukrainian Rotary relief with the district.
Congratulations on your project. That sounds wonderful. How about international projects? Are you all involved in some service programs there?
Oh yeah, West Springfield is very active internationally. Even before I joined, there was a project that we did in Sierra Leone in partnership with the Rotary Club of Bo. This was an education and water kind of like a project. We trained the teachers, and we worked with the three schools for water. The beauty about it, the success of it, it's now a closed project. Just closed it last year. But one of the schools now is being taken over by the government, which means they will get more support.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
Right now, we are working with another club in Uganda to provide water for a clinic, a health clinic.
Okay.
So we also work in an international project in Honduras. So we are very active.
You are very lucky, and they are very lucky to have you partnering in their country. Yeah. So which one of these projects is special to you, that you find the most personal satisfaction?
Two of them. The one of Sierra Leone, which I said we just completed late last year, was very rewarding, and actually made me to join the international committee. Our club is, has several committees, and that's how we get our members involved. And of course, the other one that should be rewarding, because we're just doing the global grant application, is the Uganda one. I'm sure it will be a success, because the club that we are partnering with in Uganda, which is Royal Club of Mienga, is a very strong club, and I'm just looking forward to that one.
Okay, that sounds like a wonderful thing. We're going to take a short break and be right back and talk more with President Fred from the West Springfield Club, Virginia. Stay with us.
We are this close.
We're this close.
We are this close.
Of wanting
to making history.
This close to changing the world.
We are this close.
This close. This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
ever again. This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
Welcome back to the Rotary Times. We're here talking with Rotarian Fred Kalema Musoke, the president of the Rotary Club of West Springfield, Virginia, for the 2021-22 Rotary year. President Fred, let's go back now and learn more about you. I have a question. Has the Rotary motto, service above self, been helpful to you when you're conducting your business work life?
Oh, yes. In fact, service above self is one way for me to live and practice my faith. Even before I joined Rotary, I'm a community person, service-oriented person, helping others in the community.
Okay.
So Rotary just enforced my upbringing and my perspective for my faith and in my life.
Wonderful. So the four-way test, how does that play into your life as well?
Oh, the four-way test. Again, in my daily life, the four-way test just reinforces, I always believe in the golden rule. And in my business endeavors, working with the business people, the contracting, that I negotiate, I try to make sure that I am straightforward, but more importantly, I do business that's fair to both parties. People in business are there to stay in business. I'm also there to make money. So the golden rule helps. What is fair is important.
Yes.
to both parties. And so I really use the four-way test that way.
Okay. Given the new normal in which most of our clubs are now functioning, as Rotarians, how do we help RI or our clubs locally grow?
I would say that it's more important to get our clubs, especially in these times, to be the clubs to be more involved in the local communities, and not only to recruit to get new members, but to show the Rotary work in the community, what Rotary does in the community, and involve the community members, even though they are not members, to be involved and just to see what Rotary does, so that they can know more about Rotary and what Rotary does in the community, but also in the world, so that even if they don't become members, just by knowing about Rotary, they can contribute to Rotary and the foundation.
Wonderful. When you have your community activities, do you advertise in some way so the local community knows it's Rotary doing these things?
Yes, we have started on our website, but also in the neighborhood groups. For example, when we are going to do the Rotary, the roadside cleanup, we advertise that. The Food for Thought project that I mentioned, the service project, we involve more than just the Rotarians, community members, church members. They team together. They bring. We come together and we do the food packs. This year we are doing it on May 1, and like I said, it involves the whole community, including Rotarians from other clubs, but also non-Rotarians.
How do you get your club members to own the fact that every Rotarian has a responsibility for club growth?
We do. I shouldn't say we try. We encourage every member to belong to one of the committees and to get involved, to invite guests, but not only to invite guests, but to invite people when we do community service, so that it's not only the members, but their families and their friends that can get involved. We encourage them to invite them even when we have speakers. That's like every week when we have speakers, again, to get the members involved in the club growth, but also marketing the Rotary as an organization.
Where do you generally advertise your activities so that community can sign up if they'd like to do, help out?
We have Facebook and on our website. Like I said, for now we have like a GoFundMe. Again, we publicize that we are fundraising on GoFundMe, so that members can sign up. GoFundMe and the Genius, Sign Up Genius for the different activities. Like now we are working with looking for members and volunteers to drive the Afghan refugees. So we have like a Sign Up Genius, so that anyone can sign up to help us out.
Okay, it's wonderful. Do you ever use some of the local bulletin boards